Hi guys, my name is Josh. I'm going to be going over a quick tutorial on a program called Inkscape, which is a open source software similar to Vector Magic, which allows you to convert a JPEG over to a vector image. Now, if you don't know what a vector image and a JPEG is, basically a JPEG is something you download off the internet, very basic image. It's a raster file that you would edit in a Photoshop or a GIMP software, something like that, or like a Microsoft Paint. It can take a PNG file, a JPEG file, lots of the common file types, and transfer into a vector. Now, a JPEG looks similar to this image here. When you zoom into it, it has very jagged edges. When you make it into a vector image, no matter how far you zoom in, it's very smooth. Now, we want to use that for any kind of CNC or any kind of laser engraving machine. The key is when you have it set the image into like a Mastercam program, or any kind of cut studio program like Corel Draw maybe with the laser engraving machine at the college. You want to have a very clean image, so when you make a G-code from that image, it's not going to have you jumping around everywhere. It'll have clean edges, and it's going to make it look a lot nicer. So some of you may be familiar with Vector Magic. It is a paid software, and it is very expensive. This option here, Inkscape, is an open source software, which if you're not familiar, basically the community comes together and creates a software. It's community edited, community created, and it's free to use. When you want to download it yourself, just go to Google and give a quick search to Inkscape. Now, I've done a little bit of research in the program. There's a bit of a community around it already for support with tutorials on YouTube. You know, it's on CNET's website. I downloaded it off the CNET website. It's something I trust. So quickly gives you a quick tutorial or instructions on what the program does, how big it is. It's about 1 gigabyte once you actually install it, and this is where you can download it as well. So this is Inkscape. We'll get started. One thing you might notice with the program, it looks very familiar if you have like a Microsoft Paint or like a Photoshop. What you see in the image here is just giving you a reference for a 8.5 by 11 sheet. Now you can set up that sheet by going new, and you have a whole bunch of different defaulted stuff that you might be using it for, whether it be like a DVD cover or like an A4 sheet. We're working with an A4 sheet now. You'll notice on the left hand side you have your select tool, which allows you to select and transform objects, very similar as you would in Paint or Photoshop. You also have drawing tools like circles. You have all your colors down at the bottom here, and you can draw images. Now, I wouldn't use this software per se to actually draw anything. You have a much stronger software as in Photoshop or GIMP, which is a free version of like Photoshop. What we're going to be doing this software strictly, at least at the college anyways, we're going to be using it to convert JPEGs over to vector images. To begin, we want to go to File and Import. Now, we don't want to go to Open, New, or anything like that. We want to import, because we want to import an object. So my file is on my desktop, this JPEG image here. Now, it's a very small file. It's only 4.71 kilobytes, and it's 260 by 173 pixels. It's a very small image, and when you zoom in on it, it's quite small. So we're going to import it in here. And you want to go Embedded, not Link. The key to Embedded is it allows us to actually edit it. Link won't allow us to edit it. Go OK, and your image is in there. You can use your select tool, move it around, make it bigger. So once you make it bigger, you notice how you have those blurry edges again. So we want to get rid of those blurry edges. We're going to make sure our object is selected. Then we're going to go to Path, and we want to choose Trace Bitmap. Okay. Everything set up in here allows you to do it to create the vector very smooth, make it kind of a smaller file. You can change the thresholds and the edge detection and in the options as well, but you'll have a very large file. And I mean, size these days isn't a big issue, so I mean, you can, if you have a Google Drive or a USB stick, it's not a big issue, but when you have a lot of images, it kind of piles up. So keep it the way it is here. It's the easiest to go. Click OK, and we're pretty much done. When you move your image, you're going to find you have two images now. You have one new vector, and as far as we zoom in, we'll go 348 times zoomed here right now. And you can see very, very clean lines no matter how far I'm actually zoomed in. Went a little too far there. Versus our JPEG, which you can see it's blurry, and even we're only at 148% zoom in here, and I haven't actually resized it yet. It's very blurry. So we're just going to get rid of that and delete it. Just hit to delete on the keyboard. Go back to about 100%. And then you can resize it here, resize it anywhere else. It won't really matter. When it's a vector, it allows you to resize it pretty much anywhere. Then you're just going to go regular save as you normally would. Save it in your folder of choice, and you're pretty much good to go. If you have any other questions, guys, I'm a fourth-year student at college, or you can contact me with my information at the end here. You can also visit my website at stem.umsats.ca for more tutorials and information. Alright guys, take care.